Right, so I've prepped the inner sill. I've made a quadrant for the end, like this. It's out of galvanised sheet. That was on another sill that we used on the Peugeot. It was just a half sill, if you like, a repair sill. And I've made a bit up for the jacking point there. I will strengthen it from the other side and add some more to the other side, probably some 2mm. And I'm not planning on jacking the car up on the sills anyway, because I don't like it. And some of the jacking points on this aren't the strongest, actually. I don't think, even when they were quite new. So yeah, I tend to jack it on things like the diff or the substructure, the other parts of the substructure of the car. I don't do it on the sills. Anyway, I've added a few bits of weld as well to the original drilled out spot welds, just to strengthen them a bit, give something to weld through. To put some stuff called hydrate 80 on there to neutralise any rust spots. I'm going to take some of that back down on the seam because I'm going to weld through that in a minute. If I take the sill out here, so I've cut a full sill down. I've got a full repair sill. That was the top of it. That goes in all the doorways and all that. Yeah, so I cut that down. I could have done it with a repair sill, but there's a couple of little bits extra on this that I wanted. So I've basically, and these are a decent sill as well, apparently, for a Subaru, so I've been told, and they are. This fits almost bang on to the car. You know, barely any sort of forcing it on there or trying to muscle it on there as you have to do with some sills. Yeah, so I've drilled a couple of holes as well because there's a couple of little tags inside, so hopefully pick up on those. Same on the front. There's like another support piece on the front, so I've marked out on the door with like a Sharpie, and I've marked out on the door where I'm gonna pick up on those. Just gonna spot through on the with using the MIG. Yeah, I do actually have a spot welder here that I borrowed off of somebody, but it doesn't work, so I'm gonna have to spot through with the MIG, unfortunately. I know a lot of people don't like that these days, but that's tough. I've got to get it done. So yeah, so I've prepped this sill, just cut the top off of it, and I've brought it down to a point of where I can probably match it back in to where I cut it up top. I don't want to cut the whole car apart, because the top sill's quite good. Once it's all in there, I'm going to spray some Dynax in there. I was going to use Dinitrol, but it's way too expensive in a minute. It's about 30 quid a can, nearly 40 quid I think. I saw it in some other places. It's way too much. Although, I know what you're going to say, how many times you're going to have to do it. But there you go. So I've prepped the sill, I'm going to weld it on the car. Okay, so a wrap for the day. I've got the sill tacked and spotted on there. A couple more bits to do, obviously weld along the top, and then I'll grind that back down, hydrate 80, pretty much everything, and then sort of start smoothing everything out, making it tidy. It's not going to be coach work, but yeah, I don't think it'd be too bad. It's gone on there pretty nice. I'm glad I cut it there. I was thinking about doing the whole replacement and cutting into the door pillars and that. Glad I didn't. A lot more work involved. Would have had to take the doors off as well. So yeah, it's not too bad. Couple of bits I had to kind of go a bit more on the welder, obviously. The sill was a bit shorter in some places than I expected. Way it goes. But yeah, I mean, most of the spots went in there really good. Just pulled the trigger and just sent it. Obviously melted through the first, through the outer panel, the sill, and they got through to the inside, and you can see that the other side of the inner. Yeah, so that's all good. Plenty of spots on there as well. I'll smooth all them back. I know they're not necessarily a popular choice these days. People prefer a spot weld, but I know I've got right the way through there. I had good voltage, good wire feed speed. Just pumps it right in there. So I'll get the top, just line tack the top. All these marks here denote, well, there's a panel set behind there. Sorry, a bit of reinforcement, and I've actually spotted through and I've caught that. So that's as was, and I've done the same here and here. There was 2 bits of reinforcement, very small and light, but you know, that's as original, so I'm happy about that. By the time it's all smoothed off, you won't know any different, you know, and it's a complete panel rather than loads of patches. I had a couple of patches on there before. I'll dress all the bottom as well, so it all looks dead in line and straight. I'm going to add reinforcement the other side to the inner, and I'm going to dress the quadrant out here. I've got another quadrant to cut and put on the other side. So I'll weld that on the back. I'll take the wheels off. I need to get them balanced actually, so it'll be good opportunity to do that. So it'll be quite strong at the back. So actually, as well as just putting the sill on, I do want it strong, you know, as was. So like I say, I've got another sill set on that toolbox over there. So I'll do the same to the other side now that I know that it works this side. Very good fitment of sill. If you're a Subaru owner and you're on need to do a sill replacement, I would recommend import car parts. Most of the bits they sell are good anyway, because most of them are genuine. All they're, you know, they're a good replacement usually. They don't usually mess about, in my opinion. But this sill, that's a non-genuine part, but it came as a full sill, and the fitment of it is bang on right through to where you see the back, this arch, to this edge here. You know, a lot of aftermarket sills I find these days, you've got to kind of cut a lot out of the back because the top just ain't the same. So and you just got to start doing a bit of panel beating and matching, and you could always sort of tell, and you'll be able to tell on this probably because it's going to sit a little bit proud now. But I might run without the side skirt, so I haven't decided yet, and just flush it all off and tidy it up. It's a galv panel as well, so you know, apart from the welded bits, she should be pretty good, and it'll be the same the other side.